Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our New York Islanders franchise mode here in NHL 25. So in last episode, if you did not catch it, we had the Eastern Conference Finals against the Florida Panthers, and we managed to beat them, which was kind of a surprise to me because Florida was a very good team during the regular season with 60 wins. And also, we actually did fall down 2-0 in that series, but then we started to find our game back again and managed to win in 6. Like you could see, game 1 we lost 3-0, then we lost 3-1. So at that point, I was thinking our offense was going to dry up and there was going to be no way that we would be able to come back really. But we did manage to win Game 3, which set the tone for Game 4, basically. We managed to just escape with a victory there, 4-3, so pretty tight game, or else we could have been down 3-1 in the series at that point, rather than tied at 2-2. But then we responded also after that game with a nice 4-0 victory, so great goaltending performance in that one, and a very convincing win, good offense as well. And in our final game of that series, we won 6-3, so we still found more of our offensive game that we had in prior rounds. So we are currently 12-5 in the playoffs going into the Cup Finals against Chicago. And now Chicago is kind of an interesting team. They didn't really have the best regular season, 41-32-9, so basically right around 500. They do have obviously some really good pieces though on the roster, but I feel like this probably is an easier chance to win the cup than last year was, because last year we ran into a really tough Dallas Stars team. This Chicago team is basically centered around Connor Bedard and some other good players as well. You can see like they don't really have, I would say, a weakness on the offensive core, but obviously Connor Bedard's the main guy that can drive the offensive boat for them. They also have Alex Tuch, Michael Bunting. Like, they definitely have some good complementary players. Mikheyev is good still. Dickinson's good. Nazar's good. I'd even say this third line of Roslovic, Eller, and Beauvillier is pretty decent. Lucas Reichel, Kevin Hayes, like, that's good. JVR is like the weakest forward. So that forward group is probably one of the better ones I've seen in terms of depth, at least. Not necessarily in high-end talent, but good in terms of depth. Their defensive core is probably a little bit of a weak point, but I would say they're not that weak. Like Lauzon, top 6 defenseman technically. Gavrikov's actually top 4, so maybe a bit of weakness with some of the defenders, but in general it's pretty balanced. And then from a goaltending perspective, they have a great goaltender in Igor Shesterkin and a good backup as well in Gabriel Zeg, who will obviously take over for Shesterkin probably once he retires. But they do have the good goaltending. They also have actually some really good depth, which I don't remember if I saw this in last episode. Maybe I didn't look at their depth forwards, but Philip Kurashev is a healthy scratch, which is actually kind of insane. So they have him scratched, they have Gushin scratched, and Corrali. So in general, their offensive core is definitely their main focus, it seems like. Defense is kind of like an after effect. Like, their defense, they don't have any depth defenders. I wouldn't say they're the most insane defensive team in the world, but they do have the goaltending to back it up at least, and they have the offensive depth. Like, the fact that, like, Kurashev is a scratch is kind of insane. Like, I think I would probably put him in the lineup over somebody like Lars Eller, but Lars Eller is even really good, and he's been producing this playoff. So, yeah, I guess Chicago is just a very well built up team with some team players that have good experience. Like Lars Eller's obviously won some Stanley Cups. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough task, but I think it is a bit easier than it was when we played Dallas. Because if we even go to Dallas's roster for this season, for instance, you can see they're a lot more kind of like top 6 heavy, I would say, with like guys like Johnson, Hintz, Robertson, Marchman, and all that. So I think this team that Chicago has is maybe a bit deeper in the depth department, but they don't have like as much superstar players. Like Connor Bedard's definitely the guy that drives the ship still on that team. So going to be interesting to see if we can beat them. They did knock out the Edmonton Oilers in the conference finals, which I believe Edmonton was a good team again. So we cannot count Chicago out against us, but hopefully we can get 4 more wins and win our first Stanley Cup, because then if we do win a Stanley Cup this season, maybe we start to tear down a little bit soon, or maybe we wait still a little bit more years, but it would be nice to get at least 1 cup with the core team that we have, because our team on paper is actually pretty damn solid. And we did have an injury to, I think it was, Cizikas, who will be returning probably for early in the series. Like, he's not back for game 1, but he'll probably be back for game number 2. So we are a little bit weaker down the middle, but in general, I think our team looks pretty solid. We did make some adjustments, like Horvat's on the second line. We might put him back up to the top line, but Brock Nelson has been a very good player for us, so hopefully he could do that again in the Stanley Cup Finals. We also readjusted the defensive core a little bit, so our top pairing that was before is now our second pairing, stuff like that. And then Sorokin's been a beast right now with a 925, so hopefully he continues to play good against the Chicago team that's probably more offensively minded than defensive. But anyways, before we get into the Stanley Cup Finals, let's get in your guys' comments and see what you guys have to say about last episode. And then I actually might see how we played against Chicago during the regular season, because I don't remember if I did that in last episode. If I did, I don't remember. But I don't think I looked at the box scores if I even did look at those games. But we'll definitely take a look at regular season stats just for fun and see how good we were against them in the regular season, so we can maybe kind of prime up this Cup Finals matchup as well. So the first comment is from Matthew Binger, who says, that's why I wanted you to pick up Rodriguez or Strome for the third line. So basically, that because of the Cizikas injury, he's saying, no, that's probably why we should have went for somebody like Strome or Evan Rodriguez. And I think it would have made sense, obviously, to go for somebody like that. But at the same time, we already kind of like... I don't think it would have, like the ice time, I don't know if we would have been able to get somebody like Strome or whatever, the lot of ice time that he was deserving, because I think, if I remember right, he was listed as like a second line forward. So having him on the third line, I think, wouldn't have given him a lot of ice time, and maybe he would have started to drop off a little bit. So I do understand that maybe it would have been a good idea to have more depth just in case, but I feel like Beck Malmstein's not really that bad of a depth forward for us. He did have one goal in those 4 games, and it was a game-winning goal, so I'm okay with the way he plays, but obviously it would have been nice. Like, he's actually a +4, I didn't realize that too. So he's a +4 through 4 games, so he has been actually pretty effective as a fourth-line center without Cizikas in the lineup, so... maybe we didn't really need to trade for those type of guys, but it could have given us definitely more depth in the middle if we got into bigger injury troubles, like the top 6 got injured or something like that. But I think for right now, it wasn't a bad idea to keep the team the same for the most part. The next comment is from Santa Taku. Says Chicago is probably a better team than the regular season record indicates, so you'll have to be careful. Depending on how things go, you might want to keep Malmstein in the lineup. And yeah, I guess it really depends, because if did Beck Malmstein play any games against Chicago during the season? Let's take actually a look at that for fun to see who was better, him or Cizikas. If we go to split stats, did he play against Chicago at all during the season? No, he did not. Okay, so he's never played against the Blackhawks during the season. I guess he was scratched during that time period, or he was... yeah, he does. I guess he was just scratched during that time period. So he never played against Chicago during the regular season. So that means Cizikas probably would have played those games, my guess. I am just curious on how he played against them, because I would like to get Casey back maybe in the lineup, just because this is probably his last season. So we might get him back in potentially. Yeah, he played 2 games with 1 assist, so he did pick up a point against him during the regular season. That's not bad. He was -1 though. So he played 2 games. Alright, so that's kind of interesting. We'll definitely take a look at the box scores from the games during the regular season, because I am kind of curious on how we played against them personally. And the last and final comment is from Michael Dose, who says, as a Blackhawks fan, I'll buy Stanley Cup tickets now for 2028, LOL. And I don't think in real life they're going to make it to the Cup Finals by then. Obviously, I think because the real Chicago Blackhawks, I think they still have a lot of work to do. Obviously, finding a good coach for their guys. Connor Bedard's actually been kind of not that great this season. He's been good, but he's also not been scoring a lot. So I'm kind of curious on how Chicago is going to answer to that. Like, obviously, a new head coach is a good idea. Maybe more good prospects, obviously, to surround him with. I know they definitely have some in the system, but it would be good just, obviously, to continue building up that prospect pool as much as possible, because if a guy doesn't pan out, then that could end up being bad for them. But I know once Frank Nazar makes the NHL, that's going to be a huge player that should help out Connor Bedard quite a bit as well. So anyways, there is all that. So let's take a look at how we did against Chicago during the regular season. Like I said, I don't remember if I took a look at this in last episode. If I did, I apologize, but I don't think I looked at the box scores if I did look at how we did during the season against them. So let's see. So we won 4-3 on November the 10th. I feel like I did take a look at this. Did I take a look at this? I honestly don't know. I'm just getting my series confused at this point, because I know I did this in my Albuquerque series, and then we lost 6-5. Yeah, I feel like I did take a look at them. Yeah, I feel like I did take a look, right? I don't honestly know how I could check to make sure I took a look at them, but we lost 1 and we won 1, so quite even split, basically. I feel like I did take a look at these box scores already. Honestly, don't know. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I feel like I definitely did, because some of this is seeming familiar. Yeah, I definitely did take a look because I remember, what was it, Nelson having his 37th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did take a look at this. So, interesting. Interesting indeed. We are 40, 19, and 4 when we played them and lost to them. They were 33, 24, and 7 at that point. Damn. All right. So I think we're pretty much ready to get into this. Like I said, once Cizikas is back, I might throw him back in, even though Malenstein's been good. It's just more because Cizikas is on his last legs of his NHL career. However, Cizikas doesn't play good. Maybe it's a better idea just to keep Beck in. So we'll see what we end up doing. But let's get into the series. Waste no time. See if we can win 4 more games, get ourselves a Stanley Cup. And like I said, after this season, if we do win a cup, I think we could honestly start to maybe think about going into a rebuild sooner rather than later, because obviously our players will still be in good condition by that point. They won't all be dropping off like crazy. So I think that might be a good point to start a rebuild, but we could also try and go for another couple Stanley Cups before we tear down, but I feel like the tear down should come probably relatively soon if we want to have actually enough time to fully rebuild this team into a cup contender again. So anyways, let's get to game number 1. We have home ice advantage, of course. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can continue to play our good defensive structure. Hopefully we could also find ways to score some goals too, because we just knocked out a really good team. So I think we could obviously beat Chicago too, potentially, but we just got to be a little bit weary that they have good players. First period, game number 1. Scoreless. I'll take it. A good defensive period. I'll definitely take it. Sucks that the offense didn't get anything going in terms of goals, but shots are 13-11 in favor of us, so we did generate some chances, but no goals so far at this point in time. Can we find a way to get the game's first goal? Second period? Still scoreless. All right. So this might be a bit more of a stalemate of a series. Who knows? So far, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't scored a goal yet, but Igor Shesterkin obviously has played the Islanders a ton when he was with the Rangers, so it does make sense that it's a goaltending showdown. Sorokin versus Shesterkin. Actually, that's a really good matchup, too, because I think both those guys were rookies around the same amount of time, and there's always conversations about who would adjust to the North American game better, him or Shesterkin. I remember kind of when they both started playing really well. This is technically a really good goaltending duel for the Stanley Cup Finals. So who knows? Maybe this is going to be a low-scoring series just based on goaltending. But let's see what happens in period 3. See who is going to break the deadlock, or are we going to go to an overtime scenario in game 1? Let's see what happens. Penalty kill to start the third. And we killed it off. Nicely done, guys. Penalty kill again. Stop taking penalties. Be a bit more disciplined, please. Thank you. Penalty kill again. Damn, we've taken 3 penalties in the third period, but we killed them all off. So that at least shows that we have some good penalty killing units. Final few minutes here of game 1. Are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is definitely a goaltending showdown, I think, at this point. I don't know if game 2, game 3, game 4, etc. will be like this. But 38 saves from Sorokin through 3 periods. 30 saves from Shesterkin. This is a very good matchup so far. Who wants to be the guy that wants to be a hero on this team? Let me see. Who should I call on? The first name that comes to mind just out of random is Simon Holmstrom, so I don't really know why, but let's just hope that it's somebody on our team. If it's Holmstrom, it would be even cooler, but I care less who scores for our team. So let's see what happens in overtime. See who's going to break the shutout for one of these goalies. And, oh, man, they score on their 39th shot. Jack Roslovic gives Chicago the 1-0 series lead as we get shut out in our first Stanley Cup Finals game of the year. Not ideal. I mean, it was good defense, good goaltending. That's kind of our staple, but we weren't able to score goals like we did in those last few games against the Florida Panthers, so that kind of sucks. Igor Shesterkin shutting us out and making 30 saves. That game is definitely not on our defensive core and on our goaltending, but damn, who was minus on that goal? Romanov, Parsonen, Nelson, Dobson, and Obey-Kabul. I feel like that's multiple different lines because Nelson's a top-line guy. Dobson and Romanov are second-line defenders. Parsonen and Obey-Kabul are third-line players, so I don't really know which line was supposed to be out there at the beginning of it, but that kind of sucks, man, to lose a game like that 1-0. Sorokin got first start in the loss, so without him, we would have probably lost by a lot more. Shesterkin the second star, and Roslovic the third star. Damn, yeah. You know that Sorokin's putting it all on the line when he's playing games like that. Like, that was a great game goaltending-wise, defensively, but we could not find that offense. Cizikas is back, so that's good news. We'll put him in instead of Beck just for the overall adjustment. And maybe that could help us on the face-off dot, because I don't think Beck really wins a lot of face-offs. That's the only problem with him. He's got 65 on face-offs. And if we go to his playoff stats, he wins 41% of his draws. So that's where I would rather have Casey in, is just because Casey wins like a lot more draws. So we'll get Casey back in, and maybe that could give us a little bit of a boost. Aside from that, we could go back to our original lines a little bit, maybe. But I don't know if I want to do that or not. Like, I could get Horvat to the top line. Oh, man, my eyes itchy. What the hell? Horvat, I don't know if I should get him back on the top line or not. Yeah, you know what? I'll put Horvat back on the top line for now. I do like Brock's play a lot. But let's try and go back to almost our original lines a bit, because that's what got us to this point in the beginning. So we do lose our first home game, but hopefully we could find a way to win a game in Chicago if we win this game, because obviously if we lose both games in Chicago, we're going to be in a tight spot. So got a little bit weary. I think I got to keep the team the same, except for obviously the Cizikas adjustment, and also bringing in Brock Nelson to that second line instead of the first line. So we'll see if those adjustments work. We'll get to game number 2, see if we could tie the series up. If we lose this game, we're going to need to find a way to win both games in Chicago. So we definitely need to find that offensive touch. Like I said, we played good in that game. We took maybe a bit too much penalties, but Sorokin was great throughout the entire thing. So first period, game number 2. Let's get a big response, boys. Scoreless again. Oh my goodness. We have not scored a goal in 4 periods of the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm kind of a little bit worried that our offense is just all of a sudden going to go down the tubes based on this. Like 4 periods without a goal on Shesterkin is kind of insane. Shots are 11-8, so we are generating chances, but we still can't not find a way to score on them. We've had now, I guess, 41 shots through 4 periods, but we cannot find a way to score so far. Who wants to be the one to score our first goal of the series? Second period. Oh, no. We have not scored in 5 straight periods. And Michael Bunting scores 2 goals. You got to be joking me, man. I feel like we're not going to score a single goal almost in this Cup Finals. And it's going to be like the biggest collapse of all time. Because we should definitely be the favorite here at this point. But Bunting scores 2 goals in that period. We're outshooting 22-17. But we have not scored at all in this series at this point, which is a massive surprise to me, because I've really liked the way we've scored as a team. But in this series so far, we're basically doing what we did against Florida in the first 2 games. We could not score much goals in the first 2 games against them. We then responded with 2 home wins. But now that we'd be heading on the road after this game, are we going to be able to find a way to win 2 games in Chicago? That's going to be the question. Well, we need to find a way to win this third period, or else we're going to be down 2-0 in the Cup Finals, and I might have to make some more crazy adjustments. But let's see what happens in period 3, see if we could get back into this and get maybe our first goal of the series. Come on, guys. Don't get shut out in back-to-back games, please. Oh, my goodness. Roslovic 3-0. This game is a little bit more on Sorokin. He isn't playing the best so far, but our offense cannot find any goals, which is really weird. Was not expecting to go goalless throughout the first 2 games, potentially. And yep, we get shut out in back-to-back games to start the Cup Finals. I don't know if any team's ever been shut out in back-to-back games to start a Cup Finals, but that is really rough. We had 36 shots on goals to their 23. So that one, Sorokin didn't play the best. But Shesterkin completely just dominated in that one. Their top line gets both goals in the second period. And then, yeah, Roslovic scored in the third, who had the game winner last game. God damn, Shesterkin. Why does he have to be so good? Why does he have to be so good? If we could find a way to win both games in Chicago, maybe we'll actually be able to come back. Like, maybe it's the home ice trend. It honestly could be the home ice trend, but I honestly have no idea at this point. We're going to make some adjustments because we need goal scoring. We need goal scoring. As I don't think I've ever been shut out in back-to-back games in the Cup Finals before. So, what I'm going to do is I think we're going to get Brock onto the top line right wing. I'm going to move Mac Barzal down the middle instead. We're going to have Horvat run the second line again. And then from a third line perspective, I don't think there's really much I could do. I could get Holmstrom up and Obey Kabul back down. We'll do that. And I'll get Wood back up, Parsonen back down. Parsonen has been the better of the two. Just try and readjust things a bit. And then we'll get back to Dobson and Romanov on the top pairing, I think, here. Pelech and Pollock back together on the second pairing. How has Doughty been now at this point? How has the Doughty been? -1 still. We're going to take Doughty back out. Get Mayfield back in. That's a little bit of an adjustment. Not as much offensively minded, though, but that's okay. And yeah, Sorokin's literally rocking a 926, yet we're down 0-2. Damn. How has Cizikas been since he's been put back in the lineup? Let me take a look at game logs here. He's played the 2 games, or 1 game against Chicago. Had 2 shots on goal. Wasn't plus, was minus. Won 60% of his face-offs too. So, yeah, I think I got to keep Casey in here. Because Casey's just a lot better of a face-off guy. I do like the way Beck's been playing, but he's more probably suited as a winger rather than a centerman. All right, so far, not too impressed with the team. I like the defensive results. Like, even though we just lost 3-0, I like the defensive results. The goaltending in that game wasn't as strong for sure. But the fact that our offense hasn't been able to score in 2 straight games, that's where I'm very much concerned. Because we did score 6 goals against Florida in our last game. 4 goals before that. 4 goals before that. Like, this is kind of uncharacteristic of our team. Like I said, we did lose the first 2 games to Florida, where we only scored 1 goal in those 2 games. So it's pretty similar in that sense. So maybe we could win 2 straight games in Chicago and get back into the series. But it's also going to take a lot of work. If we fall down 3-0 without scoring any goals hardly, maybe we could reverse sweep them, because I have seen that type of result before where you don't score any goals for the first 3 games and then all of a sudden your team just finds it. But at this point, I really don't know what's going to happen with this team going forward. But this could be a big choking job for sure. Big collapse if we end up losing this without scoring goals. But let's get to game 3, see if we can find ways to win on the road. We need to win both these games in Chicago if we want to have a chance, because or else it's going to be really tough to either win 4 straight or 3 straight. So, first period, game number 3. Can we find a way to score a goal? Yes, we can, but we're also down 3-1 after the first period. I don't even honestly think this is coming from, like, anywhere. Like, I honestly didn't expect us to play this bad in the Cup Finals. Based on our run so far, I thought we were going to play a lot better than this, but there's a chance Sorokin could have got pulled after that first period. He allows 3 goals on 12 shots. We had 1 goal on 17 shots. Mikheyev scores. Obey Kabul, the only guy that's been able to score so far on Shesterkin on a power play goal. Don't even know why he's on the power play, but I'm not going to question it. Korchinski and Min made it 2-1, and Bunting made it 3-1. I mean, we are still in this game, but kind of just barely at this point. So if we could find a way to get at least 1 goal back in the second period, don't give them anything, we could still crawl back into this. But right now we only have 1 goal in a total of 7 periods, which is definitely not good. Definitely not at all. So do we have a response in the second period? Second period? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're back in the game. We just had our best period yet for sure. Bunting made it 4-1. Nelson made it 4-2 on a power play goal. Bunting made it 4-3, or 5-2. Actually, yeah, 5-2. We did get another power play goal from Holmstrom to make it 5-3. And Obey Kabul, with his second of the night, has pulled us within 1. And Sorokin is still in net, but he's allowed 5 goals on 23 shots. So definitely having one of his worst playoff games yet. We have 4 goals on 35 shots. We're within 1 somehow. And we're finding ways to score goals in this one. Can we find a way to have a third period comeback and give ourselves a chance to tie the series up next game? I believe in us almost in a way, because that was a really good second period for offense. I don't like that we gave up 2 goals, but 3 goals of our own, and we're hanging around. So let's see what happens in period 3, see if we can tie this one up. Can we tie it up? Oh my goodness, Frank Nazar makes it 6-4. Why do we give up goals so much, man, right now? Or at least in this game. We're still within 1, though. Bo Horvat pulls us within 1 again. Can we tie it up? Is this going to be one of those 7-6 games? Can we tie it up? We're going in the last 2 minutes. Mikheyev makes it 7-5. Oh my goodness, Sorokin. We make it 7-6, Nelson, but that goal that we give up with 2:31 left is the difference maker. We did have our good offensive game that we were hoping for, but we also had one of our worst defensive results. Like, we basically sacrificed our defensive play for more offense, and it did not work out that well in that sense. Of course, Sorokin has his worst game of the playoffs at that point. God damn. I thought we were going to come back after the way we played in that second period, but not so much. Obekable from Dobson and Barzal. We had Nelson from Horvat and Bjorkstrand. Holmstrom from Vetrano and Pollock. Obekable from Broberg and Persinen. Horvat from Vetrano and Bjorkstrand. And Nelson from Barzal and Persinen. But we need to win 4 straight games. We are on the verge of being swept in the Cup Finals. And we had a couple plus players, but we also had a lot of minus guys on the team. A lot of minus players. Oh, boy. And yeah, Sorokin rocked an 806. So I could technically put Varlamov in next game, but at this point, I really don't know what we need to do. Bunting had a hat trick against us. Mikheyev had 2 goals. Like, did Connor Bedard even have a single point against us in this game? He had an assist. So he didn't really do too much, but he got his depth scoring that he wanted. God damn, man. So I do like the offense in that game, but obviously the defensive result is terrible. And I don't know how we're going to win 4 straight games when Chicago's trucking the way they are. I'm trying to think if we need to make adjustments, because obviously that was a really bad defensive game, but also our offense was the best it's been. We need to find ways to consistently score goals, and we need to find better consistency on that defensive side of things too. We are going to move Brock back down to... Actually, I'm going to move Brock to the left wing. Going to move Frundell to the second line because he hasn't been as good recently. And we'll run Bjorkstrand on that top line instead. And I think that's almost all I'll change. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would do. Probably not. Person's not good enough at faceoffs really to use him as a center. What about the defensive pairings? Let's go back to Pollock on the top pairing. Pellick will play with Dobson. And how was Mayfield actually in that one game, out of curiosity? Even 0, okay. He wasn't minus, I don't think. Let me actually double check on that. He was actually a +1 in that loss. So, yeah, shout out to Mayfield. He'll keep in the lineup, I guess. And what about Zizekas? How was he in that last game? Or do I need to get Beck back in? He's been a +1 in our last game, too. Alright. So I guess we'll keep those 4th liners in. I was debating about putting Beck back in, but I think it's fine. I could get Doughty back in, but I don't know if I want to. Because I want more defensive results right now. So let's keep it like that. See what it's like with Bjorkstrand on the top line. I know Bjorkstrand hasn't been the best either, but Frundell is going to get demoted a little bit just to kind of maybe give him a bit more confidence. But we need to find a way to reverse sweep them. Can we pull off the reverse sweep? If we can pull off a reverse sweep to win a Stanley Cup, then I definitely think rebuilding after this would be a good idea. But I don't know if we're going to be able to reverse sweep this Blackhawks team. They've definitely surprised me a lot more than I expected. Like, those first 2 games, like the first game and it being an OT loss, if we would have won that game, we would be still in the series. That game was one where you were kind of out of it. This one we were close in, but we had a very bad start to the game. And we were pretty much on an uphill climb the rest of the game, but we did only lose by 1. So technically it could be a lot closer to the series, I feel like. But at the same time, I've not really liked the way this team's been playing. So let's get to game 4. See if we can fight off elimination. We just got to win 1 game at a time. And maybe we could find a way to get back to a game 7 somehow. Even though it's historically going to be very tough. Come on, guys. Don't get swept in the Cup Finals, please. Let's find ways to score goals like last game, but we need better defensive results, and we need Sorokin to play like he did during the first few series, because that last game was definitely, I think, his worst game of this entire playoff run at this point. I don't know if the defense just played bad in front of him, or he just played bad in general, but it was a tough game. And it's going to be scoreless after 1, so I do like that. It's a lot better than allowing 3 goals against in the first period. Even though we didn't score anything, I'm okay with it. But I don't also like that we aren't scoring goals still, because it kind of reminds me of game 1 and 2 a little bit too much. So shots are 10-9 in favor of us. Goalless so far. Let's see if we can find a way to break this deadlock in period 2. And they open a score in Kevin Korchinski. Power play for us. Our power play has been pretty good, but it does not score there. Would have been nice to get a goal there if we could have. Power play again for us. Can we score now? No, we cannot. And now we're just not finding ways to score goals again, just like game 1 and 2, huh? Oh, man. We've been literally shut out in 8, or actually more than that. We've been shut out in like at least 10 periods, I think, around of this entire series. And we head into the third down by 1 goal. Shots are 21-18, so we are still in this game in terms of chances, but Shesterkin's been pretty good except for last game, obviously, against us. So do we have a goal in us to potentially extend our season a little bit longer than this? Let's see what happens in this third period. Come on, guys. Get me that goal. Power play for us. We do not score on it. We've had some power play chances, but we just haven't been able to find ways to convert here. We might have to intervene here. Actually, I don't know if I want to intervene, to be honest. I'm going to intervene just in case. Maybe it'll change the complexion of this game, but Chicago looks like they might be winning the Stanley Cup unless we could find a way to tie this game up late. But, man, I really didn't expect it to be this bad, this Cup Finals. But it's been it's definitely been a worse Cup Finals, I think, even than last year. Because I thought it would be easier playing against Chicago than it was against Dallas. But Chicago's definitely surprised us. Michael Dost is probably in the audience somewhere watching this game. God damn, man. These Hawks just have been really tough. Really, really tough. And it's kind of crazy because it hasn't just been Bedard that's been running around and scoring goals. It's just been a full team effort from their team. So, can we get this puck, please, Broberg? Holy crap, what is going on with the AI down there, man? And now they have full pressure because we could not get it out of our zone. Broberg with it. We'll find it up to Yanni Gourde. I don't even know if I actually have face music turned off in this or not. Let me just make sure I have music turned off because I do not want to get copyright strikes. I don't have it turned off, of course not. Well, I mean, at least I could have muted game audio during that period, but still. I just don't want any copyright strikes. Miles Wood walks in, shoots. Gabriel Dag is in net. Why is Gabriel Dag in net? I thought it would have been Shesterkin starting this game. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Don't get out the Stanley Cup already. They haven't won it yet. Come on, man. Still a lot of time left on the clock. But yeah, I don't know why Gabriel Dag's in net. Maybe because Shesterkin played bad last game. Or Shesterkin might have got injured and I didn't even realize. I don't even know. I got to definitely take a look at that after this game. But there's still 2:49 left and they're only up by a goal. Yet they're already taking out the Stanley Cup. Hopefully they're jinxing the Blackhawks right now. Hopefully they're jinxing them. Nelson finds the puck, and Shesterkin is now in net. So I guess Gabriel Dag was just in net because we intervened, maybe? I don't really know what happened there, but okay, Igor's back in, so he's not injured. That's kind of strange. Oh, man. Come on, guys. We need to find a way to score a goal. Maybe Shesterkin had a bathroom break. Who really knows? But we just need to find a way to score a goal, get it to overtime, and anything could happen there. Brock with the puck, throws it to Romanov, to Polak, a bomb, and it's blocked. Here's Barzal. Romanov, Polak with it again. Barzal bobbles the puck. Polak with it, throws it to Nelson. He shoots and he scores! Brock Nelson. Of all people, of course it has to be him. Brock's been a one-man show pretty much in this playoffs. And this game is tied. That's why you don't get out the Stanley Cup too early. Hopefully we can find a way to win this one too. But that's a big goal from Brock. As Shesterkin was completely going the opposite direction. I guess he had too much people in front of him he could not see. And Brock Nelson puts it into the wide open side. And we are tied. That's a big goal from the captain. Absolutely clutch. And look at the reaction. It shows there's our bench celebrating that goal. Frondell, Obey Kabul, Vetrano standing up. Love to see it. I kind of like those little cutscenes that they've added. Nice. Big goal there from Brock. He's up to 12 goals, which is almost the most in the playoffs. The most in the playoffs currently is still McDavid, even though he was eliminated the last round, which is kind of crazy. All right, we're actually outshooting them quite a bit here in this game, so we deserve definitely to win at least one game, right? Hopefully. Nice little save there by Sorokin. Let's get this game to overtime or find a way to win in the last minute. And then, like I said, hopefully we can find ways to win these next few games as well if we do extend the season a little bit longer. But if we could pull off the reverse sweep, that will be friggin' amazing. Barzal the draw. Wins it. Polak throws it over to Romanov. Up to Nelson. Brock will backtrack with it a bit. This might be one of his last NHL games, too. Throws it over, turns it over. Mikheyev can't get the shot. Let's get it out of the zone. Nice. Barzal takes it. He's got good speed. Can he get by? No, he won't. He'll just dump it in. Igor out to play the puck. Goddamn. Didn't expect him to jump out like that. Dickinson with it for Chicago. Nice pick off by our boys. It's now with Bjorkstrand. Oliver carries it in, throws it over, and Pollock tried to go for a bomb, but couldn't even get a shot on goal. But we do have possession of it. Maybe wasting more time to get into an overtime scenario so we can get a little bit of a breather. But Bjorkstrand will take it to the boards, and he loses it. Dickinson to Mikheyev. He'll dump it in. Get away, guys. Pollock to Romanov. Romanov will carry it up. It looks like we might be going to overtime here. Unless Rundell wants to score here, but he does not. We are going to overtime, where if Chicago scores, our season is over. We score. We extend this series a little bit longer, potentially. But this could end up being a long episode, depending if we find a way to win here. Shots at the end of regulation, 37-29 in favor of us. So we probably deserve this win, but their goaltending has just been crazy good. So let's see if we could extend our season and make them pay for taking out that Stanley Cup 3 minutes early. Because I don't know why they do that, like have that cutscene when there's like 3 minutes left. Like, it just doesn't make sense, especially in a one-goal game. All right, come on, guys. Bunting dumps it in. Let's get that puck away. Romanov with it. Throws it up. Here is Matt Barzal. He backtracks a bit. Throws it over to, I think that was Bjorkstrand. Pollock with it again. Over to Nelson. He shoots, and Shesterkin makes the save. Damn, Nelson is definitely trying his hardest here. I respect the grind from the captain. Here comes, I don't know who the heck that is. Oh, that might be, yeah, that might be Bunting. I'm not too sure. Barzal over to Pollock. Pollock finds Bjorkstrand. Oliver throws it up to Nelson. Nelson, the captain. Walking in with it. Walking back to the point. Finds Romanov. A shot. It's blocked. Barzal gloved it down, but gets knocked down. Blackhawks with a 2-on-1. Bunting walks in, shoots. Big save, Sorokin. Well, that was a little bit scary, especially with Bedard streaking to the net. Korchinski a shot, and Sorokin just gets enough of it. Pollock finds it up to Barzal. Matt Barzal can't get by Nazar. Dickinson with it now. Trying to walk in, and he gets stood up. And then we turned it over right away. I feel like the Blackhawks have had the most, pressure so far here in overtime, which is a bit scary. Vetrano with it. Frankie V. Over to Frundell. He scores! Anton Frundell. The New York Islanders will survive one more day at least, as we win in Game 4 overtime. That's a huge win from the team, and that's why you never take out the Stanley Cup too early. A big win there. Chicago jumped the gun. Do we have 3 more wins in us is the question. Huge goal. Anton Frundell scored some pretty big goals when we watch. But Frank Vetrano, nice pass over to him. Frundell's just going to rip this one off and get that goal. We moved him down to the second line, and maybe that was the great decision to make. What a shot. Anton Frundell, the future captain maybe of the Islanders at some point. Big, big goal. All right. Well, Brock Nelson tied it up late. We end up winning in overtime. Brock Nelson, the third star, a goal and 6 hits. He was quite physical, I guess, in this one. So I do really respect Brock's game as a captain for this team. Like, he's definitely shown that he's that leader. Shesterkin gets second star. And the first star of the game they'll show is probably, I'm going to assume, Sorokin, or it could be Frundell, but I'm not too sure. It's going to be Sorokin, okay. So big response from Ilya. We need that in the next few games as well, if possible. But big win on the road. Now we got to find a way to win 3 more straight games. But that's a good effort. That's a good effort. Now that's been 3 games that have been decided by only 1 goal. So I definitely feel like we could have different fates in this series, but we just haven't been able to be consistent enough. So let's hop into the next game. We're going to keep the team the exact same after a game like that. I know it's a little bit of a rush, but we're 39 minutes into this episode, I think, around. And I definitely don't know if it's going to go to a Game 6 or a Game 7 still. So let's go real-time simulation. See if we could force a Game 7. We're back on home ice again, which is great. So hopefully we could use that to our advantage. So can we force a Game 6? And then can we force a Game 7? We open the scoring. Miles Wood. And we score again. Nick Obey-Kabul. Let's go. Obey-Kabul has been actually pretty good against Chicago. Really nice little addition there. Miles Wood again. 3-0. We're getting goals now from people on other lines, which is great. Oh my goodness. Is this team going to have a lot of goals in them? Bjorkstrand made it 4-0 as we score 4 goals on 16 shots. They only have 6 shots in that first period. That's a really good way to start off game number 5. If we find a way to win this game, maybe Chicago has their back against the wall back on home ice. That's a great start. Really good start. But I do not like the inconsistency still on the team. But let's continue the momentum in the second period if we can. We don't necessarily need to score more goals, but just need good defensive play, good goaltending like we got last game. Seth Jones gets Chicago on the board. They make it a 4-1 game. Oh no, Alex Vlasic makes it 4-2. Don't do this to me, Sorokin. You're an elite goaltender. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. Final few minutes of the second period, and we're still going to be up by 2 goals. Shots 25-17 in favor of us. Definitely they're making a bit of a push. Can we hold them off and survive another day after that OT win in last game? Come on, boys. Come on, let's get some insurance. Oh my goodness. Come on, Sorokin. I believe in you, bud. You're the elite guy. Let's go, Barzal. Power play goal. Gabriel Dag's now in net, so I guess he came in after that first period. That's a huge goal. And your New York Islanders are going to survive another day. We are going to a game 6. The chance to tie the series up in the Stanley Cup Finals. Man, if we could come back from a 3-0 deficit, that would be amazing. Like I feel like that could be the case because I feel like I've seen cases where your offense isn't good in the first few games and then you're down 0-3, but you didn't come back. So I still feel like our team has a chance to win this cup, but it's kind of weird because I don't feel like it because I don't like the way we started the series, but I don't know. Wood from Gord and Romanov, Obey-Kabul from Parsonen and Cizikas. We had Wood from Pollock and Gord, Bjorkstrand from Dobson and Frondell, and the insurance marker Barzal from Dobson and Bjorkstrand. Nice. A lot of guys on 2 points, some guys on 1 point. A couple minus players, but that's not too big of an issue. And Sorokin back to good numbers again. I think Sorokin's finding himself. Wood gets first start of the game, so nice addition to Miles Wood, Bjorkstrand with the 2 points, and Yanni Gord. So literally 3 guys that I went out and I think I traded for every single one of them, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless Bjorkstrand was a free agent signing, I think, actually. So, still, regardless, we've made some good additions here to this club to give us a chance. All right. Should I keep the team the exact same for this next game? Probably. But I don't know if the game's going to be like all of a sudden, hey, you lose in 6. Trying to think. Like, do we have the right luck on our side to force a game 7 if I just go into it like this team? I got to take a look at the way Mayfield and stuff has been playing so far in these last 2 games. I think they've been playing good enough. I'm just a little bit worried still that this game might throw a curveball at us, but let's see. Cizikas in this series so far has been... Actually, he had an assist last game. I didn't even realize, so that's good. And he was a +1 against. So technically against Chicago, he's been a plus player. He's also got a point. He's also been probably good on the faceoff dot. Yeah, good on the faceoff dot. Not so much in that game 4, but in game 3, 2, and number 5, he was really good. All right, so we'll keep him in for sure. And then from a defensive standpoint, Mayfield has just been even 0 throughout, it looks like. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he was a +1 in his first game, even 0 in the other games. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think I got to keep this team the same the rest of the way. I think maybe having Bjorkstrand back on that top line has been a good little bit of a good thing. So, we're going to keep the team the same. See if we could force game 7. If we could force a game 7, I don't know if the pressure is on us anymore at this point. Because we've been definitely playing better as of late, but... Like, even that 7-6 loss was a better game, technically, offensively, but our goaltending, if it was a little bit better, we could have got a win there and been up 3-2 in the series instead, but here we are. So, let's hop on into this game as well. See if we could win this game and force game 7. If we do, we would be back on home ice for it, which would be pretty nice, so... Can we win in Chicago in Chicago's last regular season game on home ice and get to game 7? If we pull off a reverse sweep, I swear to God, that would be amazing. Like, I feel like I could easily sometimes, like, read what the script is with the game and how it simulates, but I'm not too sure on if it's going to just throw us something different in this game or not. But can we force Game 7? Let's do a real-time simulation the entire game. Come on, guys. Just got to get another win here. We've won in overtime here before. We could definitely win another game here. Because all the pressure should be on them, I would assume. We just got to find a way to win this game. Which means having Sorokin play good and our offense get some chances and score some goals. And we open the scoring Oliver Bjorkstrand. With 2 minutes left around of that first period. That's a huge goal. We are not being outshot. We're actually outshooting him 16-9. So good start offensively. And we are generating chances. We are playing good goaltending-wise defensively. Let's keep it rolling in the second period. Let's keep it rolling. Penalty kill in the second. We get a goal from Frankie V, and Ryan Bullock scores 2. Those are 2 big goals at this point in this game. We are up 3-0 halfway through it. We just got to find a way to play good the rest of the way, and then we might be going to a Game 7. We might be going to a Game 7 here. Did I read the script of this game? Maybe I did. I don't honestly know at this point. Because, like, I swear to God, after you've played franchise mode for as many years as I have, sometimes you can kind of see what the sim engine's cooking up. And I felt like after we played bad defense, or we got outscored 1-0 and 3-0 game 1 and 2, I was thinking at that point that there was a chance that we could still come back if even we went down 3-0. But we're outshooting 30-22. We're a period away from going to a Game 7 back on home ice, where we have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Didn't really think that fully that we were going to be able to get back to a Game 7, but this team rallies off a big goal. Maybe if I didn't intervene and watch that to the rest of that game, we would have lost. Maybe I changed the story with that, but I honestly don't know. That big game-winning goal from Frundell could be could be one of those goals that people look back on as a huge turning point. Huge turning point. Let's see what happens in this third period. Bo Horvat, power play goal. Let's go. I feel like at this point we're going to a Game 7. And this team has been absolutely a lot better than they were in the beginning of the series, as Bedard makes it 4-1 with a power play goal. Oh, no. Power play goal from Bunting. Do not collapse here, boys. Thank you. I thought they were going to score like 3 or 4 power play goals in that point, and I was a little bit scared. And we are going to survive. We're going to Game 7. Well, this team has a flair for the dramatic, and that is a substantial win on the road again. That third period was a little bit scary, but Bjorkstrand from Dobson and Barzell, Vetrano from Nelson and Wood, Pollock from Wood and Gord, and Horvat from Dobson and Barzell. So I think by moving Bjorkstrand back to the top line, we've definitely found some good chemistry. Sorokin gets first star. He's also been finding his game a lot more since that bad game he had. And in Miles Wood, also another 2-point game. So Miles Wood's been a difference maker as of late. All right. Well, we are going to a Game 7. Who would have thought? I feel like at this point we could have won like almost every game though. Because this game we could have won if we didn't lose in overtime. Maybe we could have already won the Stanley Cup at this point. This one 3-0 was kind of close, but we didn't get the best results. This one was a 1-goal loss, so we could have won that. And we won that, then we won that, then we won that. Yeah, this is an interesting series. All right. I think we got to keep the team the same. Everything's been working well as of late. Honestly, if we lose in 7 games now, it's going to be kind of heartbreaking more than it would have been if we would have been swept. But this is the type of game you dream for. A potential reverse sweep in a cup finals. Let's keep the team the same. This might be the last NHL games for a lot of people on the team too. Brock, as well as Mayfield for sure, I think. Varlamov could be retiring. So this is a big game for a lot of those players that have never won Stanley Cups. So let's go. Real-time simulation again. We're on home ice. Let's win it for our fans and see if we could find a way to pull off a miracle in this cup finals. Come on, boys. Get that first one. Penalty kill to start Game 7. When we killed it off, they opened the scoring. That's not ideal at this point, but as long as we keep it close, I'm okay. Penalty kill. Kill it off, please. Thank you. You got to be more disciplined here, boys. And we are going to be down 1-0 after 1. We only generated 5 shots on goal. Oh, no. This is where the team's inconsistencies might play a factor. It's just not good. But a very good first period from Sorokin. He only gives up 1 goal on 17 shots, but we need to limit their chances in that second period and get way more chances of our own if we want to get back into this game. I know we're only down by a goal, but it's a bit of a worrisome first period. Let's see what happens in period number 2. Come on, guys. We need to get that next one. Come on, Brock. I believe in you, bud. You're the captain of this team. You could drive this ship. Power play for us. We do not score on it. I was hoping Brock would score on that power play because he does like to score on the power play quite a bit. He does score, Brock. Let's friggin' go. I know I just hit myself in the nipple. Don't question me. But Brock Nelson, the absolute madman himself, he's definitely destined for a cup. Like, he's almost playing like, who was like a really good player that was in the last year of his career and is destroyed in the Stanley Cup playoffs? I honestly don't even know. But we're being outshot 31-11. It's a 1-1 game going into the third. We probably don't deserve to be still in this game at this point, but Sorokin is trying his damn hardest as well. So, can we generate more chances in this third period just so we could maybe win the Stanley Cup? Because right now I don't even know if we should be in this game, but we are. Can we find a way to get the lead in this one? Come on, boys. I believe in you. I believe in you. This is another low-scoring game like Game 1 and 2 and Game 4, I think it was. I honestly don't remember. You know what? I'm going to intervene. I know there's still 7 minutes left. I don't give a shit if this episode's over an hour long at this point. If it goes to overtime, so be it. But we got to watch. We got to watch and see what our team is able to do. I know there's still a lot of time left on the clock, but might as well watch a big game like this. Like, I feel like it's a lot more interesting watching AI play in game like this than it would be watching the sim engine and stuff. So let's hop into it and see if we can find a way to get some more chances in the rest of this game. Still, yeah, 7:59 left, and we're being outshot 37-17. So hopefully we can find a way to get that game winner here in this third period. Or we might be going to another overtime game, which we've been there a lot of times so far. Nelson with the puck. He's been a different guy for this team. Mikheyev throws it over. Bjorkstrand intercepts it. Here's Brock Nelson again. Brock walking in, and he gets hit off the puck. Nice little pinch by Broberg. He finds Bjorkstrand, and Shesterkin a big save. That was a nice little pinch by Broberg. I like that. I like that. It was a little bit of a risk, but it was very solid. Very solid. Oh, man. I hope that if somebody scores the cup winner for us, it's Brock Nelson. But honestly, I don't care who it is on our roster, but Brock Nelson would be the man for it. Romanov can't get a shot through. Barzal can't get a shot through. There's a mad scrum. Barzal spins it over to Pollock to Romanov, and it's turned away by Shesterkin. That was a good little chance. Connor Bedard with the puck now. We got to get away from him. We know he's got those speed, those shots, those hands, whatever he has. Seth Jones a chance, and that's turned away by Sorokin. Nice save there. I feel a little bit worried by jumping in so early, but I feel like it's a good thing for us to do as well. Brock Nelson, 1-on-1. Goes right to the corner and lost the puck. I don't even know what he was doing on that play, but not going to ask him because he's been so good. Romanov to Horvat. Bo with the puck. He's got a man going to the net. It's Vetrano, and he can't get a shot on net. That was a good back check by Korchinski. Vetrano with it again. He held it into their zone a little bit longer. Bunting gets blown up by Bo Horvat. Holy crap. Okay. Bo's on a mission too. Passed up. Here comes Frank Nazar. 1-on-1. Makes some moves. Drops it between his legs and doesn't work. Horvat can't get it out. This is scrum. Jones finds it to Nazar again. He can't get the shot through Pollock. Dickinson poked off by Horvat. Here is Frank Vetrano. We're into the final 2 minutes of this third period. Vetrano with the puck. Vetrano walks in. Shoots. Turned away by Shesterkin. Oh my goodness. We almost have full pressure. That would be a great time to get full pressure in this final minute 20. See if we can win the faceoff. We have Matt Barzal out there to take the draw, which is not the best faceoff take here, but I'll take him out there for sure. That's our top line. So, and Barzal wins it. We have full pressure. Can we capitalize? Barzal's shot is blocked. Bovilia throws it up to Lars Eller. Get it away, guys. Get away. Oh my goodness. Lars Eller just hit the post there. Holy crap. That was scary. Bjorkstrand, what a move. Barzal can't get to the puck, but Lars Eller hitting the post there. Scary. Absolutely scary. Sorokin playing the puck. I don't know if he should have done that. Maybe he should have. We lose the puck, but Bjorkstrand, it's a penalty to us. What even happened? A slashing penalty to the captain, Brock Nelson. I don't know what that was. Oh, no. Don't let Brock be the guy that's in the box when we... Oh, no. Oh, no. What did he do? Because he got, somebody got blown up. Nelson then fell down. Oh, he slashed right there. I don't even know what that was. That's kind of a stupid penalty. God damn it. It's okay, Brock. Don't worry. We're a good penalty killing team. We're going to kill this off for you. We're going to kill this off. We have Yanni Gourde out there to take the face off in a big spot against Connor Bedard. Come on, Gourde. Nice face off win. Broberg, oh my goodness. You got to be way better than that. JVR, a chance turned away. Broberg, that was a bit scary, man. A bit scary. They have full pressure. Oh, no. Tuck loses it. Get it out of the zone. We can't get it out. Bunting, oh my goodness. I am so scared watching this right now. You guys probably are too. Okay, we get by. Broberg going for a short-handed goal. He finds Mayfield. Oh my goodness. If Scott Mayfield scored a short-handed goal to win the cup in the final few seconds, I would have died, man. Scott Mayfield's not that type of guy at all, but that's a huge short-handed chance. Holy crap. I don't know why we're going for a short-handed goal to win the Stanley Cup in Game 7, but I am not going to question the coach's tactics. Frundell is out there. He's been a beast so far. He's out there with Miles Wood. Frundell wins the draw, and Dobson throws it over. What kind of pass is that, Dobson? Tuck all alone. And he's denied by Sorokin with time on the clock, and it ends. We're going to overtime. Oh, my goodness. If Noah Dobson gave away that puck and they would have won the Stanley Cup there, I feel like I would have fired Noah Dobson right out of the sun. Like, I would have traded him in the offseason for sure at that point. That was brutal. But we do head to overtime, which is good. But, man, I do not like that we're on the penalty kill. How much time is going to be left on that penalty? When did we take that penalty? Got to take a look at that. Let's see, penalties. 36 seconds left, so they're still going to have a lot of time left on the power play in overtime. We're being outshot 41-21. We need to find a way to kill off this penalty, and then hopefully we can find that Stanley Cup winner. But we're back in overtime again. Bo Horvat on the draw, and he cannot win it. Kind of surprised on that. Tuck finds Bedard. Bedard finds Bunting. Turned away. Rebound is turned away as well. Oh my goodness. Dobson's kind of scaring me with his defensive structure. Oh my goodness. Bedard with it again. He throws it down low. Pollock will take it. And he loses it. Man, we're playing a little bit worrisome in the defensive zone right now. Barzal with it now. Over to Bo. We're going for a short-handed goal, apparently. I don't know why Bo is going so aggressive. You got to be playing more defensive here in a game like this. Bunting to Bedard. Nice little hit by Bo. Bunting loses it. Pollock finds Horvat. Just cleared out Bo. He finds Barzal. Matt Barzal walking in short-handed. Throws it over. A one-timer by Dobson. Just missed. Holy crap. Okay. So Dobson goes from almost giving up the game-winning goal to almost getting it. That's crazy. Nice stick there by Dobson. No, Dobson has a breakaway of his own now. Dobson. Stop by Shesterkin. Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is why we watch AI games, okay? I know the AI sometimes in this game is shit, but there's been some crazy highlights in this game. Like Noah Dobson almost gives up the game-winning goal, then almost gets the game-winning goal 2 times. And both short-handed chances too, which is also kind of insane. Cut it off, cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going to put it in our own net there. Because that was Beauvillier, the former Islander, so I was kind of a little bit worried. I mean, we didn't have him, but Lou could have screwed us over. Get away, guys. Our power play, yeah, their power play is over. Now we got to get it away. Seth Jones, a shot, turned away by Sorokin. Alright, so we're back to 5-on-5. Nice penalty kill, great saves by Sorokin. Some good chances short-handed. Not that we needed those, but I'll take the aggressiveness, kind of, but at the same time, I would rather be better defensively on those penalty kills. Pelech finds it over to Frundell. Anton Frundell's been a great overtime guy before. Does he have more in him? He finds Vetrano, and that's turned away by Shesterkin. Woo! Man. I didn't expect to get into a game like this when I was starting to record today, but here we are. Bo Horvat at the draw. Can't win it against Dickinson. Gavrikov with it, throws it up. Here is Ilya Mikheyev. Get away. Nice poke check. Here is Broberg now. Broberg pressured. Frundell will help him out. Horvat throws it up to Vetrano. He is hit. And it's a scrum. Eller finds the puck. Broberg stands him up. Eller over to Nazar. He's hit. It's now back with Broberg again. Anton Frundell. Frundell walking in. Frundell throws it over, lost handle on it, I think. And Eller will take it away. And doesn't kick it out. We hold it in. Broberg can't get a shot. Gord can't get a shot either. And now they have a breakout. Jack Roslovic dumps it in, and it goes off the glass, which means we're going to get a face-off, I think, just outside of our zone. But, man, this has been crazy. A little hit there, I guess, on Holmstrom. I don't know who hit him. Oh, my goodness. This is a crazy game. Yanni Gordon, a third line out there. The two new additions, Gord and Wood. Hopefully they could do something here. That'd be nice. Gavrikov to Lauzon. It was Lauzon that had the hit, of course. Eller with it to Gavrikov. Blocked by Holmstrom. He gets it a shot again. Sorokin will stop him. Huge shot block there by Simon Holmstrom. That was a big power shot by Gavrikov. Okay. Still battle of the third lines out there. Gord versus Lars Eller on the faceoff. Come on, Gord. And he wins it. Nice. Romanov bobbles the puck, though, and they have possession. Beauvillier to Jones. Over there. Turned away. Oh, my goodness. Blow to whistle, ref. Blow to whistle. Blow to whistle. What is even happening? Oh, my goodness. He finally blows the whistle. Holy crap. And they get pressure because of that. I honestly don't know what happened there. I guess he had the puck, but it was not like in a frozen matter, so they just didn't blow the whistle. That would have been scary. And now they have their top line out there against our top line. But they have full pressure, but we do win the face-off nicely by Barzal. Polak throws it up to Bjorkstrand. Oliver walks in, finds Barzal. It's turned away by Shesterkin. We're having some good chances in OT, too. Bunting gets by Romanov. I don't know what Romanov is doing there. Turned away again by Sorokin. Sorokin's made some pretty big saves here. He's made 45 saves tonight. So, yeah, we're still getting completely outplayed in this one. But if we could find a way just to get one goal for our team, we could win ourselves the Stanley Cup. Barzal wins another defensive zone draw. Pollock throws it up. Here's Brock Nelson. He's got some room. Captain Brock walking in with it. Shoots it. And that one turned away by Shesterkin. Man, that was close. Bunting gets blown up by Barzal. Here comes Brock Nelson. Nelson can't get by. He's still pressuring. Brock with it. Throws it back to Pelech. Pelech behind his back to Bjorkstrand. Over to Dobson. He can't get the pass through. Nice play there by Dobson on defense because Bedard was all alone potentially. Here's Nelson again with it. Nelson shoots it. Turned away again as he tries to pick that same corner that he was trying to pick earlier. The fourth line's out there now with Cizikas, Obey, Kabul, and such. They've been good so far. They've been good so far. Connor Bedard out there. Up to Mikheyev. Get it away. Nice hit by Dobson. Pelech with it. Adam Pelech finds Cizikas. Cizikas up to Obey, Kabul. The fourth line addition. And now they have possession again. Dobson, poke it away, bud. Poke it away. Over to Mikheyev and a huge save on by Sorokin on Mikheyev. Oh my god. This is a crazy game. And now the episode's over an hour long at least. Unless there's cuts that I have to make. But goddamn, man. Well, we knew it was going to be a long overtime situation potentially. So Cizikas wins a draw. Turned away. Big save there on Roslovic. That was. Okay, Casey, this is why you're getting paid money and why you're in the lineup is because you're face-off. So let's get a big face-off win here. And let's get it out of the zone. They win the draw again. There's another shot turned away by Sorokin. They have pressure again. Lauzon walks in, shoots, turned away by Sorokin. Poke checked. Hit there by Obey Kabul as he tries to get it out of zone. Oh my goodness. Ellershant's turned away. Oh no, no! No, what the freaking Christ? You gotta be joking me. Oh my goodness. We just lost in overtime because of Lou Lamoriello. Lou friggin' Lamoriello gives the Chicago Blackhawks a Stanley Cup win in 2028. In Game 7. We got caught running around in our own zone. And we're gonna lose the Stanley Cup, man. God damn it. God damn it, Lou friggin' Lamoriello, because he friggin' had to trade Anthony Beauvillier away to Vancouver. He then eventually goes to Chicago and all that shit. Actually, he played in Pittsburgh too, I think. But, god damn it, man. We deserved that Stanley Cup, man. We deserved it. Connor Bedard getting the Conn Smythe. He's only the assistant captain on the team, so I don't know if it's Korchinski that's the captain on that Blackhawks team. But I don't even want to see the celebration at this point. I honestly don't want to even see it. No, thank you. Don't want to see it. Skip. Boom. Don't care. We just got caught running around that last friggin' bit. And of course it had to be friggin' Beauvillier. Like Gavrikov over there to, who is this, Lars Eller? That's turned away. But an Adam Pelech doesn't get this puck, and Roslovic just finds it right back into the slot. Dobson leaves his man wide open. He's been a bit inconsistent in this. And then Beauvillier one-times it right in. God damn, man. And probably one of these fans at the game is Michael Dost if he's coming to New York. God damn, man. Friggin' Christ. We are that close to coming back from a 3-0 deficit in the Cup Finals. A lot of games were decided only by one goal, too. So we're 0-2 in Stanley Cup Finals now. We're 0-2. Do I keep this core intact and try and go for a Stanley Cup still? Do we start to rebuild soon? I honestly don't even know. Because that could have been Brock's last NHL game. And he's been a brilliant player. Like, he could have scored some Stanley Cup winners in that one. God damn, man. Damn, I probably have some really loud audio in this episode because I've been talking a lot louder than normal, but frig, man, that close. 15-9, they go 16-9. Chicago wins the Stanley Cup. I guess we got to find out the retirement still in this episode and such. Wrap up this season, but goddamn, New Jersey fires their head coach after that, apparently. There's Chicago winning the Stanley Cup, Ontario winning the AHL. Got to take a look at our player stats, though, for that playoff run. Got to take a look. Yeah, like, see, Brock Nelson deserved that cup. He was fantastic. I mean, I was just saying generally had some pretty solid depth scoring, but we just came up shy because of that goal in overtime. Holmstrom was a -6, which is pretty outlier, but he did also have 9 points, which isn't bad. And then defensively, Dobson was a -1, but he had 22 points. Was a bit inconsistent, almost gave up the Stanley Cup winning goal in the last few seconds, almost had a Stanley Cup winner of his own, and it was on the ice when the Cup winning goal was scored against. Damn, man. Doughty might be retiring here soon, too. We're probably going to lose a lot of guys. And Sorokin rocked to 925. We definitely deserve that cup, man. But I don't like the way we played to start that series, and that came back to bite us, basically, is what I would say. All right, we need to take a look at the awards. So, Chicago to Stanley Cup champions. Also, we lost to the best team last year in the playoffs, too. So, that sucks. Toronto President's Trophy. And then, yeah, there's our back-to-back Prince of Wales trophies. But no back-to-back Stanley Cup. Nylander to the Art Ross and the Hart. Quinn Hughes to Norris. Marner to Lady Byng. Dumais to Calder. Bedard to Conn Smythe. Spencer Knight to Vezina. Jennings goes to Spencer Knight as well. Parayko the Masterton. Calgary's head coach to Jack Adams. Crosby wins the Selke. Nylander to Lindsay. Kucherov the Richard. Any AHL awards down in Bridgeport for us? No. All right. Man, I am cheesed. I like that playoff run kind of a lot, but the fact that it had to come down to an overtime loss sucks so much, man. We almost made them pay for taking out that Stanley Cup too early. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's find out who's going to retire after all that, because that will make a difference with what happens this offseason, probably. Buffalo's got first overall, followed by Carolina, LA, Nashville, San Jose. All right. But who's going to retire after that Stanley Cup Finals loss? Wow, Sidney Crosby just retired. That's a pretty big one. So, Crosby, a lot of other people are retiring, but I do only want to go to us for now and find out who retired after that loss. Drew Doughty's the only one, so Brock will come back for another season, which is good. But Drew Doughty, short-term player with us, almost won a Stanley Cup with us too, but unfortunately he will be hanging him up this year. I was kind of surprised Scott Mayfield didn't retire though, because I would have really liked that cap hit to go away, but oh well. Goaltenders, we did not lose Varlamov. So we only lost Drew, which is kind of a surprise. So we could definitely go back and try and win a Stanley Cup still at that point. But it definitely sucks to lose Drew kind of a bit, but it's not a huge loss. Alright. Now, Doughty and Quick retired the same year. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Final few things we got to take a look at the contract situation, all that. Apparently, Doughty's now a coach, so we could sign Drew Doughty since he just played with us as a coach. If you guys think it would be a cool idea, we could start marinating him as an AHL coach or something like that. Crosby's also now a coach, which would be even cooler to have Sidney Crosby as a coach, but Drew Doughty actually played for us, so we did not lose any coaches. That's good. We'll just go continue assimilating on that. And now we'll take a look at the contract situation, at draft class, and the progress reports. I know this episode's long as shit. I apologize if you can't watch all of it, but these are the people up for renewal. The RFA that needs the money is Anton Frondeldo. We are going to need to give him a big boy contract. He doesn't really have any interest in an 8-year deal, but we might still try him for 8 years. For 5 years, he wants 9.425, which is where he wants on the sweet spot. We'll definitely try and lock him up as much as we can. Brock Nelson is a pending free agent, and he might be retiring soon. He does want $7.8 million, which makes sense based on how he played this year, but he would be dropping off. So I need your guys' questions if we pay Brock that much amount of money. I do want him back, but I'm not too sure if it's a thing that makes sense cap-wise. Vetrano is also a pending free agent, so that's another pretty solid one. $5.6 million he's trying to get. We have Phil Broberg, who's also a UFA. We just recently brought him in, only trying to get 3. Obey Kabul is a pending UFA. Same with Yanni Gord, man. We might honestly have to start to rebuild soon. Obey Kabul 1.6, which is not too bad. Yanni Gord 2.075 is not too bad, but he is going to drop off, or he is already dropping off. Beck is UFA as well. Yuso Parsonen. Yeah, there's a lot of UFAs. Casey Cizikas too. He didn't retire, which is kind of a surprise. He could be an okay depth forward maybe. I honestly don't know. But yeah, there's a good chance that this team's going to lose a lot of players. Semyon Varlamov as well. But he only wants a 2-way contract, so we could just bring back Varlamov. But we do have our young goalies in the system, which probably Kudobin could be a backup next season. Solovyov's getting close as well. So maybe we don't need Varlamov back, but damn, man. A lot of people up for renewal, and I don't know how much cap space we're going to have. Like, we're definitely going to have to pay Frundell his money. But after that, who leaves this team? I definitely would prioritize, I think, Nelson over Vetrano. And also Yanni Gord, but I'm not too sure. Not too sure. So there's all that. Final few things we got to take a look at is the progress report in the draft class. So progress report, did we get any crazy growth from any prospects? Because that's obviously going to be crucial for the future. The NHL team we know is too old, so there's not going to be really any growth other than like Anton Frundell a little bit. But yeah, a lot of guys are statistically dropping off because of age. Romanov's up 3 points. That's not bad. All right, what about in the system? We got a lot of growth from those 2 goalies, as I expected. How did they finish off their seasons? 904 and an 891. And then in terms of other prospects, Pratt's only a 72. He's not really getting much growth, which kind of sucks. He might not make it. What else we got here? Not really any crazy prospects there. Osgood up to a 59. He's only a low 6 though. Galvin was low bottom 6. Yeah, I don't feel like we have really that much prospects already still, so it is what it is. All right. Next part, the draft class. What picks do we have this year? Because I don't remember if we traded away some of them. Okay, so we have our first. We have St. Louis's second rounder, which is an early second round pick, so that's kind of nice. We have our third and a fifth, so we do not have a ton of picks in this year's draft, but we should be able to get some decent players. Crane, who we did pin before, is supposed to go 22nd, and he looks really good. I still really do like that Kevin Crane guy, but we might have to move like these 2 picks to get him if I was to do that. Not too sure if it's worth it, but I don't know if this draft class is even super strong. This guy could be a franchise player. I don't even know. But we are drafting 31st. So, yeah, I still like that elite guy. There's also an elite goalie supposed to go in the first round, but I don't need more elite goalies. And this guy could be in a medium elite or a low elite, but I'm not too sure. He's a defenseman. I'll pin him in case. Medium 6 in Statsny is not bad. Riley Haley. Not that bad either. So there is some options if I don't decide to move up. Like, there is top 6 forwards, which is good, but I kind of want to move up to 22nd potentially, which means maybe we have to trade away a player on a roster to get this guy. But yeah, Kevin Crane's probably the most intriguing prospect that we could get that's late in the first round. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our New York Islanders franchise mode. So I know it was a really long episode, and I apologize about that, but great run by this team. I don't like our first 3 games of that series really too much. I like our last 3 games before we end up losing Game 7, but we just did not have that consistency near the end that mattered most, and it sucks that we lost another Cup Finals, but hopefully, since most of these guys are still playing and not retired, we could kind of maintain this roster, but I think we're still going to end up losing guys like Frank Vetrano or something like that because of cap reasons. Like, I definitely think our cap is going to be pretty tight if we try to bring back every single player. So there might be some new faces on the team next season, but I'm excited to see what this team could do because I think we should definitely still try and at least push for that Stanley Cup while we have this roster on paper. So think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.